What is up, my tricksters? And as Team Sam would say, Happy Friday! I'm gonna get canceled for that. Anyway. I just want to say, what's up, guys? Welcome to the last episode of this week of No X, No Problem. This series will go back to its original intention, which is like basically saying, how do you play a deck without this X expensive card? That was the original inception of the series, and we will be going back to that. This whole point of the Dinosaur Week was just to kind of and to clear up any kind of confusion, because I know I've gotten a lot of people commenting about it across all the platforms and in my comment section, wanting to, like, so confused about why I'm doing this. And the reason is, I actually want to clarify some things real quick. I actually don't want any of these bans to happen. In the previous 3 episodes, you guys saw me limit 3 of the major pieces of the Dinosaur deck. Fossil Dig, Miscellaneousaurus, and Oviraptor. And play versions of the Dinosaur deck as if Konami had hit those cards to 1. Now today, we're going to humor the Dinosaur haters who want Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to go to 0. That being said, I want to say this. Just because I am humoring the Dinosaur haters does not mean that I agree with them. In fact, I honestly don't think the Dinosaur deck is going to get hit for a long time, if it does at all. And the big reason why, well, I'll explain that when we get to the deck profile, now that I think about it. Because we're going to talk about this deck and, you know, how would the deck evolve, what are the other ways you can play it, etc. And I also will deliver, as promised, for the Dinosaur haters, what would it take to kill the Dinosaur deck. So we're going to discuss all of that in the deck profile. So, let's get into this. Let us go see what can a Dinosaur deck do if it doesn't have Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. guys, that was Dinosaur with no Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Ugh, it just felt nasty to say. Alright guys, so like I said in the intro, the whole point of this was to showcase the futility of wanting these various hits on the Dinosaur deck, because the Dinosaur deck is very resilient. Unlike real dinosaurs, this deck is very adaptable. The Dinosaur deck is. That being said, there are a multitude of ways that we could play a Ultimate Conductor Tyranno based deck, and this one is also the most unrealistic out of all of the hits that were given to me. And I had a few other ones too. I had people saying the baby dinosaurs were going to get hit. I saw people talking about Lost World going like banned. I saw people say things as crazy as they were going to hit Misk, Ovi, and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Fossil Dig all to one at the same time. I saw people talking about, you know, wanting to see things, or just random shit get hit. I even had a few people make jokes about, like, various normal dinosaurs getting hit on the list. Nah, and I could tell they were just joking, but that was spicy. So if that was you, magnificent, you made me giggle. Anyway, the point is, this dinosaur deck is just really... The way the deck evolves if Ultimate Conductor Tyranno was going to get hit is it becomes more extra deck centric, which is nothing new to the dinosaur player base because, hello, Rescue Rabbit was the first competitive dinosaur deck that I can remember, to be honest with you. And we even have cards like Megalomasher, which we didn't have back then. So, and Lost World, like, are you kidding me? There's tons of crazy stuff that could be done with that. And Survival's End if we had to go that route. Now, do I think that that's going to happen? No, but there's that. And then, of course, we have Kaijus now, which we didn't exist back then. That's another route I could have taken with this. I could have gone more of a Kaiju route. Play triple Dogoron, because I can get it out with double Evolution Pill, and play Slumber, and white boards, and things like that. And that would be a viable strategy. The other part of it that I was thinking also with this is that, you know, I just went uber simple with, okay, well, let's replace Ultimate Conductor Tyranno with the remaining boss monsters we have. And as much as it might bother some people who play dinosaurs and who hate the dinosaur deck, Overtex Quatlus is kind of a boss monster. It searches the pill, as well as if you summon it off of the pill, it's an easier summon negate. And then, of course, this deck becomes more... The strategy changes from Ultimate Conductor Tyranno being the in-game ender to something like Tyranno Infinity being the game ender. Because Tyranno Infinity, as you guys know, you just banish Misk with 4 dinosaurs, which would not be that hard to pull off, especially during the mid-game, or mid to late game. Then you throw this guy out there with, you know, anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 points. And it's gnarly. I mean, it's gonna throw people off. They're not gonna see that coming. And like I said, the deck does become more extra deck reliant, which is why I played more like competitive stuff like AA Zeus, which dinosaur decks don't typically play. But, you know, and also other things is like if Ultimate Conductor got taken away, I could also see Konami doing something like giving back Pancratops to 3. That's, you know, so dinosaur players would still have another main deckable boss that would be a pain in the butt to any other player, especially back row people, because we would just go, okay, Pancratops, Tribute, Pop. No, you negate that? Okay, well, I still got rid of a card, so 1-for-1 exchanges and all that. And then, of course, if you just wanted to, you could play something like Super Conductor Tyranno, which is, you know, the precursor to the Ultimate Conductor, but, I mean, the card's not as good. I mean, tributing a monster to inflict 1,000 damage is not very good. That's kind of a game-ending card, but it's like the last thing you'd want to do. But, yeah, I honestly don't think Konami would ever do any of the hits that I have made videos on for this entire week. So, dinosaur haters, as I promised you, what would it take to kill the dinosaur deck? You would have to limit/ban Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, Miscellaneousaurus, Oviraptor, and Fossil Dig. You would have to hit all 4 cards to 0 or 1, or a combination of these 4 cards at 0 and 1, to kill this deck. Otherwise, the deck evolves. it changes. You hit Oviraptor, well, that's okay. Konami already gave us its replacement, Aminador and Archosaur, and it's going to get a reprint. You hit Misk, oh well, we already play other hand traps. We just play more cards that do what Misk does for the Dinosaur deck, like Called by the Grave, which a lot of Dinosaur players don't play. Because they don't need to. Because they have Misk. But a lot of them already play Gamma. A lot of them will main deck Ash again, if they don't always. They'll come up with other moves. If they hit Fossil Dig, like you guys saw in the other video, we'll just play other cards to get to these cards. We'll play 1-for-1. We'll play Gold Sark. We'll play, to get to Giant Rex or Aminadorn. Or we'll play, if we have the money, we'll play the new Pot card. Pot of Disparity. So, like I said in that video, I didn't hardly notice Fossil Dig not being in the deck. And if they were to do something crazy and hit Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, well, like I said, the deck just becomes more extra deck reliant. So cards like, I guess you could say like Monarchs become more of a threat, except that the deck has in archetype, get out of jail free cards, with the remaining dinosaur boss monsters. Point being is, dinosaurs aren't going anywhere. And if you hate the dinosaur deck, I hate to break it to you, you should just get used to seeing it. Because the only way this deck is going to leave is if it gets power crept. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to kill the dinosaur deck, ultimately, is power creep. That's it. They got to make something that this deck just, I don't know. I don't know what Konami would make that would make the dinosaur deck go away. Or you know what I mean, permanently. I think you'll always see this deck looming around. And the lowest this deck's ever going to get is Tier 2. I honestly think that. Konami's going to have to do some major hits to kill this deck, and I'll be honest with you guys, they keep making cards that indirectly support. It's like Scrap Raptor isn't a dinosaur card. It's a scrap card. That's the hilarity of this thing. It just happens to help dinosaurs too. And I'm pretty sure Konami didn't really intend for us to play this engine. It's just something we can do. And the dinosaur players, I mean, guys, you're in luck. You just picked probably one of the most resilient decks on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this deck will ever drop below Tier 2. I honestly don't. The only way this thing drops is if Konami has makes some major rule change that says, like, oh yeah, you only get 3 summons a turn or something like that. That's the only thing I could think of that could actually, like, kill this deck. And until they make some master rule that kills this deck, because the truth is, the dinosaur card pool is just so small, and that, there's a lot of decks it mixes with. There's no way for effectively to ultimately get rid of this deck. I am convinced dinosaurs are going to be here for a while. So, strap in, dino haters, because, well, you're in for a bumpy ride. Anyway, guys, I hope you, and my audience, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile in this whole series. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this series will return to its intended purpose of talking about how to pilot a deck without a super expensive card. So here's what I want you guys to do. Tell me a deck in the comments below that has a super expensive card. Like, for example, I said Archosaur for dinosaurs or Dragoon for Dark Magician. And I want you to tell me what that card is and what decks it goes in. And we'll talk about playing decks without those cards. I think this is a very good series. I think the budget players will look forward to it because they can go, okay, well, how can I play my favorite deck if I can't afford the most expensive card in it? And that kind of thing. So, and I want to be able to help budget players find that answer. So please do me that solid and leave that comment below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, man. Well, be a part of my little tricksters gang. And like the video, let me know you enjoyed it. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.